Hey guys, good morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time you are tuning into the channel today. Just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Again, I'm extremely appreciative for all the comments, likes, all the shares of the channel. I think we're about 10 or 11 away from the 250 mark. So I'll hopefully be putting up a video this week in regards to what I'm going to be doing for that giveaway, and with instructions to enter for the giveaway. But today I just wanted to hop on here, guys. Had a couple video ideas, so depending on how those videos go will depend on which one you see. One of the video ideas, I'd recently watched a video that Bubba put up a few days ago about modifying a sod buster. I really don't ever buy or own a lot of sod busters, but I do have this one. It is a brown mule by Kiss and Crane, which is their version of it, and I just don't really carry them. They don't have a whole lot of use, in my opinion, for what I do around the house and things like that. It's not the most cool knife. I guess it'd be good working in my garden or something like that. But I had it, and I'd seen where he had modified, put in a half stop and stuff like that. And so I was just going to check and see what I could do to this that might make it a little bit more appealing for me to carry. Might be a little bit more drastic than his, putting in more than just a half stop. Probably maybe put some jipping on the back. Might try to put in a half stop, maybe some finger grooves or a lanyard hole. Really don't know. This wasn't very expensive, so I'm not really upset with what happens to it, but let's just see what we can do with it, and depending on how that video works out, how the knife works out, you may see this video sometime later this afternoon or tomorrow. If not, the other option is I'm looking at doing a review on this QSP. This is the Phoenix. This is a knife that I've had quite a while. It's a great knife. It's the first and only QSP I've ever owned, and I actually bought this 2 or 3 years ago before QSP really got popular, or before I really knew who QSP was, at Smoky Mountain Knife Works in Tennessee. So that's 1 or 2 of the videos that you possibly be seeing today, but I'm going to go ahead and hop over here to the bench, start working on this one, and depending on how that goes, if you see this video, it turned out good. If you see a review instead, well, you know how it went. But either way, guys, I hope y'all enjoy it. I hope y'all had a great weekend. I hope y'all have a blessed week coming up. And just stay classy, and God bless. And quick reminder, guys, when you're working on these knives, different things like that, grinding, sanding, always try to remember to wear eye protection. A lot of times I forget, I don't really focus a whole lot on that, here at home sometimes. But when you're using the wheels like this, that I'm going to be using to do some of the modifications on here, it throws up a lot of metal shards and all that. Definitely don't want to get any of those in the eyes. If you can wear anti-cut gloves, awesome. I probably won't. I have a bad habit about not wearing gloves, but always remember, safety first. Don't want to make any unnecessary trips to the hospital if you ain't got to. But I'm going to go ahead and hop over here onto this mod video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Alright guys, so I'm going to be using this wheel on my Dremel. I could put it in the vise, but I want to put some jimping on the back. That way it feels a little bit better whenever you're using it, putting pressure against it. I went ahead and made a couple little grooves here, as you can kind of tell. I'm going to be making those grooves a little bit deeper. Might even put some diagonal jimping on there just to give it a little bit more flair. But we'll start with that. Then we might see about maybe putting some grooves in for the fingers and a half stop or something like that. So I've got my eye protection on. We'll go ahead and start on this. this is the beginning of it. You can see a little bit of the jimping in there. Definitely got to clean it up. I'm going to end up coming back with my file, cleaning up some of these, but I'm going to get these ones here straight across, and then I might do some diagonally on up, a little bit up the blade. But I'm going to pause it, clean these up a little bit, and we'll come back. All right, so that's kind of where we're at with the jimping on it. Definitely got to clean it up. We're just going to kind of run over it with the little sander here. Kind of take off any of those burrs. We'll come back and polish the whole blade out, but I want to make sure that there's no jagged, rough spots to snag or cut or anything like that. And there's a couple vertical, there's a couple diagonal, just kind of a random pattern, but definitely gives you a lot more grip there. Now we might try to put in a little half stop in here, but I think next I want to kind of try to work on, see if I can put some couple finger grooves in here, see how that'll work out. So I guess we'll give it a shot. So again, I really have no clue what I'm doing. I just wanted to experiment. If you don't know how to do something, the best way to learn is to just try. So I went ahead and put a little mark right there on there with a little Sharpie. And I've got this stone type wheel on my Dremel. This is about as far forward as I want to go, and I want to have a slight angle on it for my index finger. So I'm going to just try to see if this will even work as far as grooving it. It's making a slight indentation, which will be just about the right spot. Definitely got to make it a little wider. So I'm going to continue to grind on this a little bit, see if we can widen that finger groove. It's slowly coming about. I definitely want it quite a bit deeper than that. You got me a water bottle here. I'm gonna kind of dip this in, kind of keep it from getting too warm. It's getting a little warm right here as I'm heating up. So I'm gonna continue to grind on this, and I'll come back here in a few minutes and see where we're at progress-wise. All right, so this is kind of where we're at so far with the little finger groove. Fingers will fit just across like that. Fits in there nicely. I think I'm going to do one back here at the back for my pinky as well. Just kind of see how that works. I don't know if I need one for all 4 fingers, but definitely going to try to put one back here just to kind of give my pinky something to grip onto so it doesn't just slide off the back. So grab my marker here, just kind of get an idea of where we want the back of it to be. And again, I'm going to do that at an angle, so my pinky will kind of fit in that groove. So get back with the Dremel. started a little indentation there. I think that's going to work out pretty good as far as where my pinky's going to go. And that way we'll just get this grooved out a little bit. I'm going to work on notching it a little bit more, and then we'll check the progress on it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little groove right here on the actual handle. Probably not the most recommended, but again, this is mine, and I just want to make it to where it's more comfortable that I might actually use it more often than what I currently do. Probably a little bit more extreme than what some people would do, but you know, teach their own. That way my finger sits right in there. Widen it out just a little bit. This little groove there for my finger seems to give me a little bit more grip, control on the knife. So I'm just going to make that a little bit more defined from all the way across. And there we go with that. Then I'll come back and sand this whole handle, clean up all these little scratches that I put on here from the groove here, and now this groove. But it allows me to put this finger in here, finger there, and then my pinky down here. Gives me a little bit more grip. I'm able to grab a hold of it a little bit better. So it's definitely going to be more on the modified side. Just felt like tinkering around, see what I could do. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a lanyard hole in here. Don't know how well that's going to work out either. I don't have a drill press, so I'm going to have to do it with a normal drill. So I'll probably have to do that off camera. But once I get the hole drilled in it, I'll come back. We'll see if it worked or if it was a fail. Alright, so we got a lanyard hole there. Doesn't impede on the blade. So I'm going to go ahead and start sanding down all this handle by hand to get some of these rougher spots out of it. Let's see what I got in here. We'll just go ahead and start with some 400 grit. And again, guys, this isn't a knife that I really ever carry or really use at all. This isn't the nice German-made Kiss and Crane. This is a Republic of China one, so I ended up picking it up at a flea market or antique store or something. I think it came in a lot with some other knives that I had picked up that I actually wanted. And so this was just like a little bonus knife. So I feel like if there's something to experiment on, I could definitely experiment on this one, because I'm not really out anything if it messes up. It's not something that I have any strong likeness to or anything like that. So and by no means am I telling you to take your knives and just drill into them or sand grooves into them or anything like that. This is just something I wanted to do. I think it'll be a little bit more pleasing to me. If I decide to use it, it'll fit my hand a little better. And now, who knows, I might actually carry it just to kind of show it off, because I do like the way it looks, like the way it fits in my hand now. So it might be something I actually will carry now. Get me a nice lanyard on it. I've got my beads that came from RDS Wood Turning over at Bobby Robert made these for me, so I might put one of these on there, you know, because just kind of make it mine. And once I get this kind of cleaned up and sanded, might see about putting a half stop in it. But I'm gonna sand on this a little bit more, probably go from 400 up to about 1,000, just see how that feels once I get it cleaned up a little bit. All right guys, so I've sanded on this for a few minutes, went from 400, 600, 800, 1,000, and now using a 1200 grit. This is like a foam sanding pad. And I think I'm gonna stop at 1200 on the handle. But then what I think I'm gonna do is, I've got some butcher block oil that I'm gonna put on this handle just to kind of rejuvenate it a little bit, put some moisture back into it from the sanding and heating it up with the sanding. Just kind of what it looks like right now. But this is what I'm going to be using. It's Howard cutting board oil. Put a little bit of it on this handle. Let it sit for a few minutes, and then come back, and I'll probably put some mink oil on it. I really like the mink oil, but it seems to lock in that moisture a little bit better than just oil alone. Some of this on the blade. This is all food grade, so it's not going to hurt to get on the blade or anything like that, even if I decide to cut my food with this at some point. All of this is odorless, tasteless, colorless. It's made for cutting boards, butcher blocks, different things like that. So I'm going to put this on here, let this sit for a few minutes, and then I'll be back. We'll wipe it down to get any of the excess off, and then look into possibly putting in a half stop. All right, so I lied. I'm not going to wipe it down yet. I had this idea. Again, don't know how it's going to go, but we're going to try it. I want to do a little burning on the handle. So we'll just see how that works. Little charring here and there, just to add a little bit of special character and detail to it. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend this probably on something that you're going to use a lot, but figured why not? Just give it a try. I mean, this is going to be something that I use. I want it to have a lot of character. So give it a nice worn look, burning that wood, charring it a little bit. But once we're doing this, I'll come back and I'll put more oil on it just to give it a little bit more life back into it. But yeah, I figured I'd just try that, see how it looks. Now we'll put a little bit more oil on it. I guess you could say this is a little bit more on the drastic side of modifications, but you know, it's a knife that I don't really use, but maybe now it'll be something I might want to carry. Put a bead, you know, with a lanyard on it. Might have to try to find me or get me a slip or something made for it that I can carry, and see how I feel about it then. But we're gonna let that soak in for real this time. When I come back, we'll wipe it down, take a look at the knife, and see about maybe putting a half stop in it. All right guys, so this has been sitting for about 5 or 10 minutes. A lot of that's already soaked in. I'm just gonna kind of wipe off the excess. It'll probably give it a little bit of a sheen on there from that oil. But then I'm gonna come back over it with that mink oil. Now the mink oil, it's not food grade. I wouldn't recommend putting it on the blade. I do put it on the back springs quite often. As you can see the charring on the back there, or on the front and the back of the knife there. I might come back over this and kind of sand out some of that charring eventually. I'm not gonna do it right now, but give us a handle a little bit more of a worn, rugged look. So we'll go ahead and take this mink oil, get it on the handle real well. And guys, you can use whatever you like for it. I know some of you guys have blade wax. I've been out of blade wax for a while. I need to pick up some more. There's a couple people I've been talking to in regards to getting some. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. There's one guy in particular I'd talked to about possibly promoting his brand and possibly selling it on my eBay store and social media platforms as well. Haven't nailed that down yet, or pulled the trigger on solidifying that deal yet or not, but definitely something I could potentially be doing here in the future. So we got that on there. Just got it on both sides real good, and we're gonna let that sit now for a few minutes. Come back, wipe it off, and just kind of take a look at the overall current stage of the knife. I was looking at my leather cordage that I've got here. I'm not quite sure exactly if it'll go through the lanyard hole I drilled yet, but might have to make it a little wider. But I'm going to be using this color, I guess what they call the camel color lanyard with one of my beads. So we'll let that sit for a few more minutes. We'll come back, wipe it off, try to get this lanyard with my bead on there, and then possibly look into putting a half stop in. All right, guys, so it's been sitting a few minutes. Some of that oil's seeped in pretty good. Just gonna go ahead, take our rag, wipe it down. I'm gonna go ahead and move this block out of the way. Give a little bit of protection on there where we burnt the handle a little bit, dried it out. But this is the current state of it. Jipping on the back. Jipping is not uniform, but I didn't really want it uniform. I just wanted a random pattern. So I've got a few diagonal cuts in there, a few horizontal. So this is where we're at currently. And now I'm going to get some of this cordage here. Not real sure exactly how much I'm going to need, so I'm going to cut off a little bit more than what I actually need. See if we can get it to thread through this hole. Might have to take my little X-Acto knife and shave it down a little bit, but it's starting to peek through the other end over there. It's just going to be real snug in there, I guess. I'm going to have to pause this. I got to find me some little needle nose pliers, see if I can grab a hold of that and pull it out. All right, I got me some little pliers, get down in here. All right, get that pulled through. Do that about equal. So this is our lanyard strap. I think I'm going to put one of these beads here on because it's a little bit more the wood style. The other ones have a black background on them. So get the ends of our leather here. Just kind of slide our bead on, get an idea of where we want the end of the lanyard to be. But this is going to be the basic idea of it. I'll put a knot here on the bottom. That way I can slide the bead up or down, whichever. I'll probably put a knot right about here and just have my bead on there, probably about that length. Kind of like to put a knot above it and below it just to keep it in one spot, but that's what we're going to do for now. I'm just going to put it on there, knot it, cut the ends, and go from there. Alright, so here's what we've come up with so far. Just got me a little piece of leather on there, just an overhand knot here, a couple overhand knots there, and then just got my bead on there with the leather cut off. So that's nothing fancy, just a little leather lanyard on there. I am going to take some of this mink oil though and put it on the leather just to give it a little bit of moisture and nourishment. It'll soften it up a little bit. It also kind of darkens that color a little bit. Just kind of pulling it through. That way I can get the whole lanyard on both sides. I'll pull it back through on the other side, do the same thing. Get real good on that knot, get a lot on there so it can all soak in. I went with this bead here, so if I'm going to make it my own, might as well. So that's where we're at right now with modifications on it. I gotta do a little research. I saw Bubba do the half stop. I'm gonna see if there might be a way that I can possibly get a mark down in there just to kind of put it to where I can get a little bit about like that on my half stop. So I'm gonna pause this, do some quick research, and I'll be back. We'll decide on if this is where we're gonna end or if we're gonna put the half stop in. All right, so I decided what the heck. We've already made it this far. I don't really know what I'm doing, but we're gonna give it a shot anyway and see if we can put a half stop in. Remember to wear eye protection. Definitely doesn't look the prettiest down there, but you know, it is what it is. So this is where we're aiming for, so we'll just keep on going and see how it turns out. We've already went this far, so no turning back now. see. I don't know if y'all can see in there, but it's flattening it out a little bit. I'm gonna do a little bit more. Make sure you don't get on that back spring though. You don't want to be cutting on it any. That's kind of where it's at right there. Well, I don't know, guys. Well, I don't know how well that works, but it's kind of more than a half stop. I have to see about getting me a smaller head and see if I can alter it a little bit better, but oh well, it still clicks back where it needs to be, so we're just gonna go with that for now. I can do a little bit more research on the stop and see how that works out. So all I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna clean out all the inside, oil it, and then we'll take a look at the final finished product. I don't know enough about the half stop and using this to get in there. Might have to find me a little file. I don't know if I have one small enough. This, it ain't gonna fit in there. I don't have any of my little small pencil files, so we're just gonna leave it like it is for right now until I can get me some more files in, and then we'll see what we can do with it. But it's been modified quite a bit today, so I'm gonna pause, get this area cleaned off, and then come back, oil it, wipe it down, and call it done. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit it a little bit of this CLP. Just kind of lubricate that pivot area here, any of that sawdust and stuff that went in there from grinding on the handles. And go ahead and run some of that into the handle as well if you want. It's not going to hurt it. Stuff's great for cleaning, lubricating, puts a protective coating on it. I will probably end up cleaning it off the blade, but I don't think I've ever oiled this in the time that I've had it, just because I never really carry it. I've carried it maybe once or twice in my yard working and stuff like that, but it's just not a super cool knife that I'd really carry a whole lot. So now that I've done this to it, I might try to find me a slip or a sheath for it. Might have to see about having someone make me a little slip or something for it. It's, I want to say it's the equivalent of a, again, I don't know because I don't own any Sodbusters or Sodbuster Juniors, but I would think it's probably closer to the Sodbuster Junior size. But again, I don't know. But I think it would look good in a little side draw slip or a little belt slip or sheath. It's a little gritty down there in that pivot point, but I was sanding in there, so it's definitely not the smoothest So I'm going to use some of this. This is Cleanse Oil Field and Range. Veteran founded, veteran owned business. I always like to support veteran businesses if possible. I can't remember if the break free mil spec is, no, I think this is, it's made in the USA, but it's put out by Safariland. But the Cleanse Oil Field and Range is veteran owned, veteran founded. But put some of that down in the pivot point. Just gonna work it in. Get some of that grit out. And now we'll check the finished product. All right, guys, so we just finished up with the brown mule kissing crane. And again, this wasn't one of the German-made kissing cranes. This one was made in the People's Republic of China. So I really had no attachment to this knife whatsoever. It was just something that I could come out here and kind of experiment on, go all Jekyll and Hyde. I got the idea originally from Brian over at Bubba's EDC. You know, I've seen a recent video where he was doing modification on one of his sod busters, putting in a half stop. Didn't really work out the way I wanted to, but this blade is snug enough that it didn't really affect it. Have to do a little bit more research on how to do that properly without having to take the actual knife apart. But I'll just go over it, let y'all see the knife. This is what it looks like closed. Got the jimping across the top here. Didn't go with anything uniform. I went with some diagonal cuts as well as some cuts straight across, but it gives it a good feel. Everything's nice and rounded, sanded off, so there's no burrs. The finger grooves, this is for this finger actually right here, and then my grooves on the bottom, as you can see, got those all the way across. Got them smoothed out. They fit really good with my hand in there. Did the charring on the handles. This side's got a little bit more charring across the whole side, where this has a couple spots charred. But I actually kind of like the knife now. Before it was just a real basic plain knife. Never really carried it, but this is something I might actually carry now. Got the leather lanyard on here with my custom bead from RDS Wood Turning. These beads turned out amazing. I couldn't be happier with them. Now really, guys, all I need is a slip or a sheath for this to put it in. I'll have to look into something like that, or if you guys have an idea or know anything about the size of slip that's needed for these, let me know. Or if you guys have a slip that you might want to trade for something, get in contact with me. But overall, guys, I like the way that the knife turned out. This will be my modified Monday, so I can post that up there. I know Big Jim over at Barlow Brigade is pretty regular on his modified Mondays. But again, the idea for even modifying this to begin with came from Bubba over at Bubba's EDC. So again, guys, thanks for y'all's insight and y'all's ideas. I just kind of wanted to take this, make it mine, make it into something that I might be a little bit more apt to carry. And so I think I might actually do that now if I can find me a slip or a sleeve. But again, guys, thank you. Thank you for all y'all support, everything y'all have done for me, for the channel. Just packages that I've gotten from you guys, like RDS Wood Turning. I'm awaiting on a package now from JC Mountain Ajar. Have no idea what he sent. Complete surprise to me, but it should be here. It's supposed to be here Saturday, but USPS never ceases to fail me. So hopefully it'll be here today. I've got a package coming this week from Bobby over at Rugged Cross. For one of our recent trades, it's going to be a custom 112 knife slip, sheath, and Baron Son's Trapper, I think, to go with my Baron Son collection for a trade I did with him on Camillus knife. But that's going to be it for the video today, guys. Again, thank y'all for everything. We're inching daily to the 350 or the 250 mark. I have the knife picked out. hopefully I'll get to a point in my channel where I can start giving more back to each one of you guys that have supported me and got me to where I am thus far. And you know, just thank you. I've got a couple of the videos I'm gonna work on this week, but I'm definitely gonna try to get out the giveaway video. That way you guys can at least see what you're getting. The votes for the knives came back. There was more votes for traditional, so we're gonna go with something traditional. But from the bottom of my heart, guys, thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you enjoyed the video today. I hope you have a great week. God bless and stay classy.